Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So let's continue from where I stopped. I said the outline. I just read the outline for our discussion this afternoon, and we'll move to the first outline, which is a brief introduction about Mastercard Foundation Scholarship Program. The Mastercard Foundation Scholarship Program is a fully funded scholarship which allows students whose talent and promise exceed their financial resources to complete their education. It is for refugees and citizens of sub-Saharan African countries who must have lived significant part of their lives in sub-Saharan Africa. This scholarship covers the tuition fees, housing, meal plan, books and computer, startup costs, allowances for suitable clothing, personal expenses for daily living, travel and health expenses, among others. Okay, so that is about Mastercard. You know, just like every other scholarship, there are 4 areas of concern that each scholarship focuses on. For example, if you look at the Commonwealth Scholarship pays more attention to students who are intellectually endowed but are having financial difficulties to making their dreams of achieving higher education come true. While if you look at Shevlin Scholarship is concerned with those who have good working experience as well as leadership. Though you might be academically endowed, but if you don't have proper record of leadership and work experience, you will be disadvantaged at Shevlin. So let's come back to our course of discussion on Mastercard. What are the core areas of concern looking at the Mastercard scholarship? Number 1, there are 4 areas that Mastercard dwells most on. The first is the intellectual capability of the applicants. Then secondly, Mastercard is interested in applicants that are economically disadvantaged, financial circumstances. Are we all together? If you are with me, you can just drop the signs on the chat box to know we are following together. Then the third core area of concern for Mastercard scholarship is the leadership qualities and potential. For you to apply for Mastercard, you must have at least a few leadership qualities or potential. Then finally is the commitment to giving back to the community. You must be committed to giving back to the community.
Prof, let me just quickly come in there. Okay. Yeah, I have 2 things I want to say. I would suggest that if you can make me the host again, okay, so that what I need to do is now make you a co-host. Yeah, because to make me to be able to administer a lot of things here. Is that fine?
Okay, no problem, sir.
Okay. Okay. You go to, can you do that?
Okay, I'm with you. You were saying something.
Yeah, on the participants, you can do that.
Okay.
Just click on my profile and make me host. Then I'll be able to make you a call.
Okay.
Hi. Please, I just want to say that the chat box is disabled. Can you also attend to that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. I'm now the host. I lost my power the other time.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. I made a mistake.
Sorry.
Let me make you co-host.
I will also appreciate if this facilitator can speak louder. I'm struggling to hear you. But I can hear you, Mr. Michael, but I'm struggling to hear our guest.
Okay.
Thank you.
Prof, can you now? I've made you a co-host, and I think you should be able to share your screen now.
Okay, thank you so much.
I think the chat is also enabled. Is the chat enabled now? Can people?
No, not yet.
Okay. Prof, can you share your screen? I'll work on that while.
Okay, sir. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Yes, so continuing from where I stopped, I stopped at the core areas of concerns of the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program. Okay, we said it deals with people with intellectual capability, people that are economically disadvantaged, people that have leadership qualities, and finally, applicants that are committed to giving back to their communities. Okay, so with that done, let's look at the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program in Canada. The MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program is obtainable in a lot of African countries, as well as even in some countries in Europe and Canada as well. But for the purpose of our discussion, we'll be focusing on Canada. The MasterCard Scholarship is tenable at 2 institutions in Canada, and these institutions are the University of British Columbia, UBC, and McGill University. For the purpose of this presentation, we will focus our discussion on MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Program tenable at the University of British Columbia, that is UBC. For the year 2020 application round, there are actually a number of courses that have been highlighted for applicants to apply. Actually, there are more courses to UBC that applicants can take advantage of than the ones you see on my screen here. The reason why you have a few courses this year is due to the current situation globally, the issue of COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, in the 2019 cohort, almost about 18 applicants were successful from sub-Saharan African. 18 applicants were successful and chosen across sub-Saharan African countries. Okay, and I think with that, we have almost about 8 or 10 of them from Nigeria. So you see, Nigeria has a good representation of candidates in the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship, especially at UBC. Okay, so because of COVID-19, the successful applicant for the 2019 application rounds couldn't resume as they could not travel for their program. A lot of them deferred to 2020 entry date. So this limited the number of courses and the slots available for this year's application round. So in addition to that, it means this year's application is going to be a bit competitive, as it will be a few slots that will be sought for by applicants. So we need to put things in order to make our application stand out in a competitive manner. So for the courses available this year, we have under the Faculty of Forestry, there's Master of Sustainable Forestry Management, there's Master of International Forestry, there's Masters of Geomatics for Environmental Management. Then you move to another faculty, which is the Faculty of Land and Food System. With the program available here include Master of Food and Resource Economics, Master of Food Science, and Master of Land and Water Science. There's also in the Faculty of Science, we have Master of Database. So as I've said earlier, these courses are limited. There are also courses in MBA and also medical courses too, but because they already have successful applicants who have filled in those quotas but couldn't start this year, they have turned down they have deferred their admission and the scholarship to start next year. That's why those courses are removed from the 2020 rounds of application. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for confirming that.
Prof, someone is raising her hands.
Okay.
That's Chiamaka Adino. Can I ask you to please unmute yourself and quickly raise your concerns?
Sorry, I actually raised my hand when I wanted to tell you that the chat box was disabled.
Oh.
So, but you've solved that now, so
all right.
sorry about that.
Okay, can I move on, Prof?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you so much. So now going forward, let's look at the documents required when applying for MasterCard Foundation Scholarship at UBC. The first thing you need, and very important, is your undergraduate certificate, your undergraduate degree certificate. You also need your undergraduate transcript. You also need a valid means of identification, either international passport or your national identity. Then you need a strong personal statement. Please, let's take note of that. I emphatically stress the word strong. because your personal statement is your selling point. So if it is not strong enough, you might stand the chances of not winning. So it should be a very strong one. And this personal statement, they are spread across the 4 areas of concern for MasterCard, like I mentioned the other time when I started from the outline. Then you need a comprehensive reference letter. Comprehensive reference letters. The word comprehensive is also emphasized on official letterheaded papers. Okay, so for the scholarship, then you need the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Eligibility Package. Yes, the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship Eligibility Package. Well, I know a lot of people will be asking what is the MasterCard Foundation Eligibility Package, but just hold on. While we continue during the course of the lecture, you'll get to know what that is. The statement of motivation or purpose. This is needed for securing admission into UBC. It is needed for securing admission into UBC. Then you need 3 referees and their institutional email addresses, also for admission purpose into UBC. Evidence of English as medium of instruction, or IELTS. Well, I think 2 people are raising up their hand. Can we
okay, please, maybe you can drop your inquiries into the chat box.
Okay. Evidence of English as medium of instruction, or IELTS. Then you need your primary and secondary school credentials for admission into UBC. Are we all together?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, MasterCard Foundation Scholarship at UBC application stages. The MasterCard Scholarship at UBC is divided into 4 stages, as listed below. The first stage is the MasterCard Foundation Scholarship application. This is the application to the scholarship, that's the financing body. Okay, you apply to the for the scholarship separately, unlike in some institutions where you apply jointly. Okay, this time in MasterCard at UBC, you apply to the scholarship separately. Then the second stage is the application, the UBC application. That is applying to the university for admission. You agree with me that if you are not admitted, even if you have the fundings, you still have to wait till next year. Okay, then the third stage is the invitation for an online interview. And finally, confirmation of award or confirmation of awardees. Those are the 4 stages involved in the MasterCard application. So we'll look at these stages one after the other as we move along. Starting with the first stage, it is what the application for the scholarship, that's the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program application. The first stage of the MasterCard Scholarship Program can be divided into 3 important steps. This is just the first, this is just for the scholarship. It is divided into what? 3 important steps. And what are these steps? Number 1 is admissibility, submission, and check. Admissibility, submission, and check. This is the first and most important step which you must take if you want to apply for MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. And without confirming your admissibility, you cannot apply for the scholarship. What do I mean by this? First of all, you need to indicate an interest, and that is what the admissibility submission is all about. And this is done in order to check students who are applicants who are applying. For example, in most scholarship, because once there's a scholarship out, everybody wants to try his or her hand on the scholarship. You understand? You get a student from engineering department, let's say, okay, engineering department trying to apply into finance, banking and finance, because he feels it's a scholarship, he has nothing to lose. And this oftentimes causes delays in response from this scholarship body. So what UBC or MasterCard have decided to do is that before anybody will be sent the application form, you first of all need to give them a pre-information about your undergraduate studies. So with that, they check if you are eligible for the program you are vying for. And if you are not eligible, the application form will not be sent to you to save them the stress of going through applications that are not relevant to the course that the applicants have applied. So this is the first stage, and it is very important. In other words, if you don't submit your admissibility, you will not get the MasterCard application form. Unlike every other scholarship that you apply online, for MasterCard, you'll be given a form, you fill the form, then you return the form back to the scholarship body. And to do this, you have to pick your course of interest. I'm sure a few of you would have seen the advert. In the advert that has been displayed by MasterCard, you will have seen the courses that are there. And then if to do the admissibility check, once you open up the advert, you click on the faculty or the course you wish to apply for. It will bring you to this page. This is the page for admissibility, okay, where you provide a few information. If you can see what is on your screen here, you have your name, your preferred name, family name, date of birth, your biodata in general. Then coming down to this part, you know, I told you MasterCard application, MasterCard scholarship is mainly meant for sub-Saharan African countries.
Yeah,
you feel
exactly.
that. Then look at the choices you have. You make your choice, and then something very important here, you'll be asked, how do you meet this? How do you meet the eligibility? List how you meet the requirement for the first choice of program you have chosen. You can do this by identifying particular courses in your transcript or listing the relevant experiences you have in your resume. So you see, like I said, that they use it to screen applications that are not really in line with the course the applicant is vying for. So once you identify some courses, for example, I want to do a course in Masters of Food and Resource Economics, okay? And in my undergraduate transcript, all the courses I have there is just, I'm talking about biotechnology and genetic modification and all of that. Once MasterCard gets that, they know that, okay, I don't have enough background knowledge to go for Masters of Food and Resource Economics. So once you do that and you submit, that is the only thing you do there, you submit, you click this button, you submit, then they will respond to you. You see, you get a message that, okay, you have got, thank you for indicating your interest. We'll get back to you in the next few days. Now, after that, the next stage now, getting back to you now means that you will be sent the form. So the deadline for the admissibility submission for this year's application is on the 6th of November, 2020. So we still have 6 days left for the admissibility. If there's anyone that have not done this or admissibility, you can still do that before on the 6th. So after on the 6th, okay, Prof, I'm with you.
Please ask a question. Although I sent someone's question to you, you may look at that. So this means that this admissibility stage is very, very important. If you are not able to justify why you should apply to that program, if you are not very careful with the way you do it, it means that you may lose the chance to proceed to the next stage.
Exactly.
Okay. So what would you encourage, or what would you say that people need to do to ensure? Because I saw that there's a very important part. I mean, that place where they state that you need to state the courses or some of those things. What's the best way to approach that ensures that if you are originally qualified, what do you need to do to ensure that you don't miss that chance? You don't waste your chance, assuming you are qualified.
Okay, thank you, Prof, for that question. Okay, what you do is this. You are asked, how do you meet the eligibility? You understand? Like I mentioned before, if I want, okay. Hello, Prof. Are you with me?
Yeah, we are with you. I'm not the one who spoke.
All right. Beloved John, you wanted to ask a question? Okay, answering your question, Prof. What you do is this. For example, you have been asked, let's say, okay, I studied agricultural and resource economics, and I want to go for Masters of Food and Resource Economics. Well, going by the names alone, you see the courses are well related and well knit, okay? Good. But then what you do is this, you give them reasons. For example, you can say, I am a graduate of agricultural and resource economics, and I have undergone a 6-month internship during my undergraduate, where I acquired relevant skills and experience to improve on the theoretical knowledge I've gotten during my undergraduate studies. And some of the courses I've taken during my undergraduate include, you see, they gave an instruction here that those courses should be listed in point form. For example, if you want to do anything that has to do with economics, you must take a course in econometrics, you take a course in microeconomics, you take a course in macroeconomics, you take a course in resource economics, environmental economics. Those are the key courses that relate to economics. Are you getting me? So if you are doing any course, even if you have a course that is not too related, but there are some courses you have done that is related to the course you are applying for, just pick those courses as your key point. For example, I want to apply for Masters of Agricultural and Resource Economics. Okay, I don't need to start, even if I've done courses in biochemistry in my undergrad, I don't need to include that as the courses I've taken. Because have I answered your question? Hello.
Yeah, I unmuted myself not to disturb you. Yeah,
okay, have I answered your question?
Yeah, you've answered. But I have Rachel Abulu asked a question and is in the chat box, but I also sent it to you privately. So I don't know when you would like to address that.
Okay. If you would permit me, can I finish the presentation? Let me put your question. Then in the question and answer section, you can refer to any of the slides. You can take note of the slides and refer to it while I will deal with the questions one after the other at the end. So the deadline for admissibility is November 6th, 2020. The first and most important step to be taken if you will be considered for this scholarship. So having done that, the next thing is that's step 2. Now remember I said the first the scholarship application is divided into 3 steps. So this is the second step now, English proficiency. Actually, MasterCard scholarship is one of the scholarships that is flexible with this condition. In Chevening, Commonwealth, and all the other scholarships, they take this aspect very serious. But MasterCard has given you some leverage, okay? And what is the leverage? If your bachelor's degree was taught in English, then you will be exempted from writing IELTS or TOEFL. But the only thing you need to provide is to provide an evidence of English language proficiency that your undergrad was taught and examined in English language from your university, which I think is not a big deal. You can get that from exams and record in the Senate of your university, okay? Just a letter attesting to the fact that your undergraduate was taught and examined in English language, then that covers for you. But if your bachelor's degree was not taught in English, okay, you need to make arrangements. You need to make arrangements to take either TOEFL or IELTS and then send the result to UBC. To do that, there's a link here, okay? You check if you are eligible for the English language proficiency, if you can be exempted or not. I think at the end of the day, I will share this slide because of the links here to those who would require them. So moving forward to stage 3 or step 3 rather, step 3 in the scholarship application. This is filling the MasterCard eligibility package and preparing other supporting documents. Okay, now this is where the bulk of the work lies. Step 3 of the stage 1. This is where you have the bulk of the work. Because now, like I said, that for those that want to ask what is MasterCard eligibility package. MasterCard eligibility package is just the scholarship application form. That's what it means, okay? But that's the name given to it by MasterCard. So this is where you fill the form and you prepare every other supporting document. Now, at this point, for you to get to this point means your admissibility has been submitted and it has been acknowledged. Then the form has been sent to you. I think a few scholars, okay, after getting to this point, this is where they now have a lot of work to do. Now, what is the first thing you need to do? You will need to complete the application form, that's the eligibility package, okay? You need to fill it up. You can fill the form up handwritten or you use your PC using Microsoft Word. Okay, but at this point, I will advise you fill your form on the PC rather than going for handwritten, because of if you know your handwriting is not legible, you fill it using the PC. It saves you space and it saves you time. And also, we are in a technologically developed world now. If applicants before now filled theirs with their handwriting, I think we should do better. Though this has nothing to do with your chances of getting it or not, but it's just okay, and it saves you time. Okay, for example, the spaces in some of the answers you need to respond to are very small, but if you're using the PC, you can easily extend. Okay, so let's look at a sample of how the form looks like, the MasterCard eligibility form. Let's see how it looks like. Permit me to unshare the screen now while I bring that out. Okay. Can we all see this on the screen? Hello, are we together?
No, we can't see it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, this is how the MasterCard eligibility package looks like. Okay, with the name and the package. So you have the first thing, you have the section 1 where you have the checklist.
We can't see the display. I thought you said you want to display something for.
Yes.
I don't know if others are seeing it. I can't see anything.
I can't see it either.
I can't see it.
No, I can't say anything too.
Okay, sorry, I'm coming. I think you should be able to see it now. Can we all see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So, this is how the MasterCard eligibility package looks like. The first section you have here is the checklist. The checklist is just a list to enable you make sure you do due diligence to everything that will be needed to make your application complete. Okay, so the first thing is the profile form, which is from section 2 down to section 5. That's where you fill in your personal details. Permit me to go through the checklist, then we'll go through the form after them. Then after them, you have the personal statement. That is in section 6. Okay, in section 6, that's where you have the personal statement. This is one of the most important part of your scholarship application. Okay, because this is like this is the price you're paying. This is one of the most expensive price you're paying to get the scholarship. Okay, so you need to do well on this. I will show samples of personal statements, and I like some points that are important to take note of. So like I told you before, that the personal statements, it will be on core issues of MasterCard. Okay, for example, look at this. The first statement says, describe, tell us your story, what is important to you, and reflect who you are. That's the first statement. The second statement tells about your meaningful involvement in your community, including what your role is or has been. Okay, then why you are interested in studying at the University of British Columbia, and how you envision your chosen program of study at UBC, helping you to reach your long-term career and personal goals. So we look at all of this during the personal statement section. Then you have your resume. So you need to prepare your resume, and of course, your resume is your representative in your accent. Okay, so having your resume means it should be well prepared. And I believe by now we know the difference between a work-based seeking resume and a scholarship seeking resume. Okay, so there are two types. Okay, if you're looking for a work-based resume, you deal with more about experiences, what you have done, your roles, and all of that. But for a scholarship resume, you tell them about your selling point academically, voluntarily, your publications. We'll look at the sample as well, if time permits us. Then reference letters, an official letter. So even MasterCard underline the need that it should be on an official letter-headed paper. Otherwise, if these checklists are not adhered to strictly, your application will be considered incomplete, and it will not be attended to. So this is the checklist. At the end of the day, you must sign this checklist and date it. Okay. So let's go down. Let's just take a little skim through the form. Of course, this is where you put in your personal details, okay? Your contact and all of that, okay? Then there's a place you'll be asked, can you access the internet? If so, where and how? Please don't say no, because if you say no, the means of communication is via the internet. And if you say no, you might be limiting yourself, okay? The safest way is to say yes and through your phone. They believe everybody should have a means of communicating, okay? Then you choose your selected program, you fill them in, okay? And make sure you take note of all of these boxes you need to check, okay? These boxes that you need to check, take note of them and make sure they are well attended to. Then going down to your educational and source of funding, there's a column they will ask you for your education, as well as who paid the fees and then the amount, okay? You know, I told you MasterCard wants to empower intelligent students who are economically disadvantaged. So that's the rationale behind this part of the form. Then you'll be asked your grade too. Of course, you know, the grade and the finance goes a long way, as well as the school. Okay, it goes a long way to tell how financially stable you are and how intellectually endowed you are. Then a little about your work experience, like you can see in this form, the person just has only 2 work experiences. Okay, so MasterCard is not that scholarship that dwells most on your experiences. So then family background and so on. So then this last aspect is the part where you put in the information of your siblings and their fees. So we move down to the source of income. Yes, this one they will ask you for your financial support. How much have you got to support yourself going through school if you have to do that? I think with that, you will now have the last part of the form, which is the section 6, where you have your personal statement. Please, can I at this junction emphasize that in writing the personal statement, you do that in Microsoft Word. Please answer each question on a separate page, okay? Answer each question on a separate page and not on separate Microsoft Word documents. That means a single Microsoft Word document with 5 pages. Each statement on a page is just 200 to 300 words maximum. So they should contain a page each and give it proper spacing. Then your resume, you should attach your resume. Then 2 official reference letters. You have the official reference letter, then section 9. After then, you have the declaration which you're still going to sign. So like I told you that the checklist is just to tell you those things you must put together in order to make your application complete and for it to be considered. Because if your application is not complete, it will be considered incomplete and not attended to. Okay, thank you. That's a sample of the personal statement. I mean, of the eligibility package. So let's move on from our slide. Now, preparing your personal statement. That is a very important part. Preparing your personal statement. Like I said, this is one important part that you can't afford to write nonchalantly. Okay. Actually, I had applied twice for MasterCard. The first time I got the chance to apply, as a smart Nigerian now, you know, I got the personal statement of a colleague who got the scholarship, and then I read through it, and then I did my maneuvering. Where she said Lagos, I said Abuja. Where she said Kano, I said Jigawa, and all of that, thinking I was smart. Then it was hell. It ended in tears, and I got the love letter. As Prof will call it, love letter is a rejection letter. Exactly, I was not even considered. You understand? So this is a very important part. A lot of people make the mistake. They get scholars that have been successful, their statement, and then play a little maneuver. Please, let's take note that the people considering or viewing this application, they are experts. Okay, they are experts, and then the outside world is not like what we have in our system. There is high reference for plagiarism. As a matter of fact, don't be shocked that your essays will be subjected to plagiarism check. and copyright issue. So if your essay is subjected to plagiarism rather, and it is discovered that you copied a previous scholar, you know what that means? They will just shift it aside and consider it and continue with other scholars. Okay, so it is a very important part. And then don't rush. Okay, I think when I was writing my personal statement, I initially thought it's just to tell them how I needed the scholarship badly, how I needed to just jack back from this country. But then I listened to somebody on, on one of our WhatsApp platforms. The lady said something that struck me so well, that you see, this money they are using to fund you, it is from people's contribution, and
Since we lost Michael there, just exercise patience as the network. I'm so sure that we'll be back shortly. So while we are waiting for him, you see this part is very important, so you should note all the things he's saying. Oh, Prof, we are glad to have you back.
Okay, sorry. I think I had a little disconnection issue. Hello, can we all hear me?
Yeah, we can. We have you now. Yeah.
Yes.
We can't hear you again. I guess you are muted. We lost him. Okay. I ask you to mute yourself.
Okay. Yes. So let's go back to our slide. Sorry for that disruption.
No worries.
All right. So number one, personal, the first question you will be asked is, please tell us your story. What is of importance to you and reflect who you are? What is of importance to you and reflect who you are? That is the first one. Let me give us a little tip, okay? It's one problem most applicants have is that sometimes in writing, though it is not easy, it's not everybody that is fluent and that is good with writing, okay? Sometimes we derail from the point. In writing our personal statement, we should ensure that we focus on the point that is asked. They are aware that you have tendency to derail. That's why you are being given word limit. Each time you write personal statement that exceeds the word limit, like times 2 of the word limit, you are sure that you have written outside the scope. Okay, are we together? You're sure that you have written outside the scope. So make sure you entail your concentration on what is required and what you have to write on. So what is important to you and what reflects who you are. I've reviewed a few personal statements, and you see people writing on answering statement 4 in statement 1 and statement 1 in statement 4. All of those things are some of the challenges that applicants have that have made them unsuccessful for a while. So can I please request at this junction that you give me just 3 seconds to just do something, please, Prof.
Okay, no problem. I can.
3 seconds.
So while we are waiting for him, please, let's ensure that we take note of the things he's saying. Yeah, like he has mentioned, he has a very robust experience. He has done this twice, and that the second time was successful. So he has experience, and he's going to be telling us the mistakes he felt he made in the first time, and the things he had done in the second time that guaranteed that he was able to secure the scholarship. And he mentioned some criteria that I felt are very important. Those 4 elements he mentioned, I would encourage you that when you are writing your essays, you subconsciously ensure that you fit in those elements into your essays. You would dissect those essays in the little time that we have, the key things that you should have there while we're waiting for him. So please note the things that are important that you should talk about in your essay. Okay, Prof, are you ready? Can I?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Sorry for the little
No worries.
Deception. Okay, so let's look at the first statement. Can we all see the statement on the screen? Hello?
Not yet.
No,
Not yet. Okay. I think we should by now.
And Prof, I just want to quickly hint this because this is going online. If there are things that maybe, no, I'm just saying it, I understand what you are trying to do, but if there are other things that you don't want to, like maybe in the part of the essay, yeah, but yeah, I'm just trying, because we are also on YouTube, anybody can see it, yeah.
All right, thank you. So looking at the sample, this is the sample of an essay, okay? This is the first statement, and it says, tell us about your, it says, tell us about your self, tell us your story about what is of importance to you, okay? So now looking at this statement, this is, this scholarship, it has, it's for people that are economically disadvantaged. A few people start with listing the whole problem in the world and in the families in this part of the statement. Actually, the aim of the statement is to see the challenges you have gone through. It's not bad mentioning some of these challenges, but then after every challenge you have mentioned or identified, please ensure that you give a way that you let the application review team know that these challenges have not stopped you from achieving your dream. That means you still give the results you have achieved using this, giving this particular challenge that you have experienced. Okay, so each challenge you state, put a bright part of the challenge. Don't just give them, don't give the reviewer a moody tone because they are reviewing your, what's it called, your personal statement. Well, that does not even work in the outside world. We only move to persuasion of emotion in Africa and Nigeria. This guy is a poor guy, or let's help him. In the African world, they work based on the fact and decision you have provided. So if you look at that, you see this example and you see it's on a page. Okay, it is on a page. Make sure everything is what is on the page. If you look at the last paragraph here, if you're with me, you say the part of challenges yet with my goals achieved trailed by me in these few years of my life describe who I am. Who am I? A determined and persistent goal-getter despite the confronting obstacles on the way. Okay, so now you see, I've answered the question. They asked me to tell them who I am. I've listed some of the challenges that I've been involved with, okay, as well as the goals or the achievement I got despite these challenges. Okay, like if you look at this part now, the decision to seek a university degree trails diverse financial and emotional challenges, especially after the demise of my father. But in all, through perseverance, determination, I overcame and graduated as the best among my cohort. Achieving my set goal is what is of what importance to me. So looking at these 3 points, you see that you have actually attended to the first question. What is of importance to you? What reflects who you are? A goal-getter who is consistent, not minding the challenges he or she is going through. Then number 2, describe a meaningful involvement in your community. Okay, a meaningful involvement. This time around, I believe most of us in Nigeria who are applying for this would have done NYSC. Okay, this is where you take advantage of that scheme. Okay, in the NYSC scheme, there is the place for community development service. You get that. I think what is the challenge with most of us is that we don't know how to push these community services into personal statements. For example, if you look at the community development service I got engaged in, it's just in what's it called, NDLEA. I was involved with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Yes, and we just did sensitization and all of that. You understand? But then I was able to put that into statements. Okay, that could do good harm, that could do good to my application. So I volunteered, and you don't need to list a whole lot of a whole lot of community development projects. If you have those that are most recent, it's advisable you use them. Okay, so 2019 in the United Nations Day Against Drug Abuse. Okay, then there's a training program we attended in 2019. I also used that and leverage on that. Okay. So where we organize a training, and a very important key we should take note of is this: when dishing this out, you ensure that after So after saying the role you have played in it, you give the result. Okay, this is a training program, and the role I participated in was to translate lectures into Hausa language. And what was the result at the end? At the end, we had about 13 farmers in attendance, and they asked questions and we answered them. So you see a very important point. Most of us, we write this community development services without identifying the roles we played and the result, the outcome. You know, this gives the reviewer a good sense that, okay, you are involved in something and we are seeing the result. And another thing is that in mentioning the result, let's make sure we don't mention too ambiguous results that it seems unachievable. For example, only you sponsoring 700 students to school. You understand? And you are looking for scholarship. If you are that wealthy, you don't need to look for scholarship. You understand? That's another area we often make errors or mistake. Then if you look at this, the sensitization program I had, if you see there's a result there. My role was to do what? Organize. I was the president and I organized the sensitization program. And then what was the result? 3 drug-free clubs. Drug-free clubs were established in 3 secondary schools, and the stakeholders involved were what? Were enlightened and awakened. Okay, then look at this, the School to Slum initiative. That's another good one we can all leverage on. You can join, get the link from Google and be a volunteer there. Okay, the result, what was my effort there is to train what? A child to nursery school, because I don't have the capability to handle the fee of a child going to a primary school. So, and we have just what? With the team, just 2 people. So you see, results, your role, and then the outcome of your effort. It shows, it gives your application, your personal statement, more credibility. Then why are you interested in studying at UBC? And how do you envision your chosen program of study at UBC, helping you reach your long-term career and personal goals? This time around, you have to be specific. Okay, you have to be specific. One, you need to make enough and in-depth research about your program. Go to the university website, go to the program you're applying for, the portal of the program, and read extensively about it. Okay, how does it affect your long-term career goal? Each of these things they have mentioned, make sure your statement captures it. Number 1, why are you interested in UBC? How do you envision your chosen program of study at UBC helping you to reach your long-term career goal and personal goal? You see, that is dichotomous: long-term career goal and personal goal. Then what drives you to achieve your goals? These are 4-in-1 questions. Okay, so let's just take a quick skim or a review of the one we have here as guide. Okay, sorry, please, this is not a perfect personal statement, and like I told you that is being subjected to plagiarism check. So if you want to develop yours, this is just a guide. Now look at this.
I would say anyone who does that is on his or her own. Yeah, you can take a clue. You can take a clue from essays of scholars, but don't do that because plagiarism is a real offense in academics, so it will disqualify you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. So that's what we have now. So look at this question: 4-in-1. Why do you want to study at UBC? Now, if you look at this paragraph, I want to study at UBC because NFRA in UBC is a professional master's program which combines global food focus, academic prowess, research spread across 3 terms with the development of professional skills in applied economics, agribusiness management, and policy analysis. Sorry, all of this that I got, this information, I got them from the departmental website. What the department is all about, what their graduate is going into, you understand? So I got that and I use that to do what? To support my personal statement. Okay, so then that is why I want to study. Then number 2, why do I want to study at UBC? UBC is a renowned institution with experience-based academic, known for significant contribution in agriculture in the agricultural development globally. You look at the school, you look at what is their contribution to global development in the field you're going into. UBC ranks number 1 in the recent ranking. UBC came number 1 in the whole of Canada. So, and I've seen professors who have done a lot of things. Okay, now why do I still want to study? You now give a real life experience. Okay, I have somebody who is there already. You understand? It shows that you have been following the school and you know what is happening there. You are really interested in it. It shows how keen your interest is. Then part of the due diligence you need to do is to make research. why do I still want to study there? I want to work with the professor. And this time around, I mentioned the professor's name by name to show that I've gone to search what is research interest is all about. And it suits what I want to do. I mentioned it by name and I quoted him. Most of them will feel, in most cases, you can contact the professor separately, okay? And most of them, you know, when they see this and they see an applicant who just mentioned, okay, I want to study UBC because UBC is the best university. Now, you see, this person has done his own work, due diligence. He had even gone as far as knowing the professor and the person he wants to work with. So working with such professor will not be difficult for the person. Then you see number two, what is the benefit to your long-term career goal? You see how you need to answer the statement personally, one after the other. Don't model them up. Don't bring career goal to the front and then bring why you want to study in UBC to the middle. Then you come back again, jump to career goals and all the likes, okay? It will be beneficial to my career because it exposed me to new skills required in agribusiness. All of these are just English. Then my long-term career is to become a professor of agribusiness. And I've already identified how it will help me, okay? And it will also help me to work with what Agricultural and Research Council of Nigeria, FOA, on policy and international issues. These are some of the things that experts in the department have excelled in, okay? So you need to do all of that. So there's place for due diligence to make your research. Then it will also help, my personal career goal. That's, remember they stated it's long-term career and personal career goal. So it will help me to join the academia where I can build human capacity. And finally, another advantage that this will help me is to prepare me for my doctorate. Then remember, there's one skimpy part of that question that says, what drives you? You might feel that is not necessary, but you still need to put it. So look at what I eventually did here. The desire for achievement and accomplishment in each of my activities drives me to achieve my goal. So with that, you have actually addressed the issue of, what's it called? You have addressed that particular question. Okay, sorry, I have to go back a little. Yeah, here we go. Then persistence is crucial to completion of this program. Please describe a situation where you had to overcome a significant obstacle to reach a goal. How did you react to this challenge? And what did you learn from the situation? So you pick a particular situation that has happened to you. In most cases, what most people give as the situation or the condition is that their finance is the major obstacle. And what did you do to overcome it? Don't just, like I said before, that you don't list the problem without a solution or what you have done to overcome that problem. And what did you learn from it, from that particular problem? Let's see if we still have something on that. I just hope our time is not moving too fast. I will have to speed up a little. I'm taking more than the time allocated. So this was what I stated. I said I was born into a family of 9 and I graduated from the university. It was a discouraging situation for someone who wanted to become a professor to be born into the family of 9 where there have never been any graduates. Okay, so the challenge now was the obstacle. Look at this. My parents' low income to achieving my educational pursuit was an obstacle to me. Now, what did I do? I still part of the problem. I cultivated the farmland and hopped and all of that. Okay, then blah, 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 down to the solution. Now, look at this now. So, but with persistence and these challenges, I graduated as the best student. You see, it gives them the hope that, okay, despite the challenges, you are still making headway. Okay, so then when I got to the university, I was determined in my heart to be studious and I got engaged in student job. Now, these are the things I've done to overcome what my parents' low financial income. You understand? And what was the result? Over time, okay, what was the result? I said, if you look at the statement very well, at the end of the semester, of course, if you have to be realistic with yourself, if you have ever done a part-time job while in the university, it tells on your result. Yes, it tells so well on your result. So you have to be real as possible. Don't make it look like one fairy tale, imaginative story. It should be real, okay? It affected my result, and over time, my result improved, and because of the part-time job I was doing. It was not the best of tales when I lost my dad. That's also another challenge. Then it increased my struggles and all of that. Then, despite these struggles, I was encouraged and I graduated as the best in the department and my faculty. So if you look at that again, you also see. Then, from these experiences, I have learned how important perseverance is in achieving one's goal regardless of one's life challenges. You see, you must make sure you talk on every part of the essay. You see, now I've answered that question well. I've also stated what I learned from that situation. Then finally, what else should we know about your financial condition in order to consider you for this scholarship? Yes, this is the part where, if you like, state all the financial problems you have in the world. This is the aspect of the program. But when they ask you why you want to study in UBC, that's not the right place to put your financial condition. You understand? So there's a particular part, 300 words to state all the financial challenges you have in the world. I think it's okay. Okay, so you can do that at this point. So don't bore them with financial. They feel you just want to leave the country because of the financial benefits attached to the scholarship. So let's look at this. I said, I am not among the few privileged to be born with a silver spoon in my community, but never for once have I allowed it to stop me from being my best. And I am grateful for the little I have. Okay, so you see that. Let me just make a little diversion here. In writing, I'm not a good writer, though. Okay, in writing, there is this part you should ensure. Your first 3, 4, 5 lines must be captivating. Otherwise, the reader would not be interested in reading your work. So make sure, at times, in most cases, when writing this statement, the introductory lines don't even come early. They come when you are done with everything. Just be putting them down, but make sure your first statement is what is catchy. And if you look at this statement I made here, I told you that don't just state a problem and give them problem. Let there be a bright side to every problem you have stated and how we have done that. See, I was not born with silver spoon, but I never allowed that to limit me. Okay, so I had to go through life hurdles, blah blah blah, all the stories of my life, family comprehension. Okay, then you can, of course, I lost my dad sometime during my undergrad. That was also part of it. Then if you look at this place too, the monthly earning I get from the farm supervision job, you see, that I've lost my dad did not just give me every leverage to remain, to live my dreams unattended to. I also did some jobs. You see, I had to put the little jobs I had there, okay? And the pretty trading was it. But if you look at the statement, you will laugh at it because there are a lot of errors. Even when I finished writing it, I got to discover the errors 3 months after I've submitted. Well, that would be at the end of the lesson. I will tell us that. Okay. So, and basic education. Then, considering the financial burden, I can't bear the cost of starting a degree without a scholarship, especially a master's degree. So this scholarship we are affording. So you see, I've stated the why I need, and I did not just call problem. I also mentioned the benefit. I say the benefit will benefit my own country through the development of agriculture and human capacity. So with that, that is what is required in the personal statement. You need to do a lot of due diligence, look out for the things that are needed. After then, make sure you don't model them for. You don't model the personal statements for. So going to the next slide, I will take your questions at the end of the presentation. Please put them down and make sure you adhere to the word count, okay? Word count, and then you edit them again using Grammarly. Even after using Grammarly to edit my personal statement, there were still errors. Okay, so but then we'll look at that later. Then submit a CV or a resume. Yes, make sure your CV is well detailed. Okay, your CV should carry a lot of good information about you. It should sell you out. Okay, if you have papers, your undergrad, you can publish them. Though MasterCard, well, I know of a few scholars who have gotten the scholarship, and yet they don't have paper publication. But if you have paper publication, make sure you do what? You sell them out, okay? You list them there because they will be your selling point. I'm coming, let me show us a sample here. Just a second. Okay, so we'll see a sample of a CV. Okay, of course, all these are biodata. Then Okay, there's no particular order of representing your CV, but just make sure it is legible, presentable, easy to read. Don't go and start hiding information. Anything you want to spell out, make sure it is well spelled out and they can easily access it. Okay, from this, you know, the schools I've attended, my qualification, a few experiences I've gotten, even industrial training, you understand, National Youth Service Scheme, your skills and competencies, like I said. Then after then, put all the other things you think would help you. You understand, for example, academic awards and recognition of excellence, they are good parts to boost your application. If you are best graduating student, put it. If you are doing, if you have what's it called, those little things we think do not count. Community recognition, okay, put that. Of course, no MasterCard looks at community as well. So if you have recognition in the community, put that. Even up to secondary school level, you understand, it shows them leadership. You know, MasterCard also has a core point which is on leadership. So you don't shy away from it, even if it's what's it called, just class rep. Add it, and then there's a way you polish it and it will look presentable. Okay. Then after that, volunteering and community, because of the community development aspect, you have to include that. Then professional membership, you can as well include that. Some of these professional membership you have here, they are just student membership, not full-time membership. But then it leverages, you leverage on them and then help get your point. Then publications as well, if you have publication, you do that, and then the referees. So that's just a sample of a small boy's CV you can use. Now let's continue from our slide. So your CV should be there. Then provide 2 reference letter on letterhead. Okay, 2 reference letter. If you look at your screen, you will see extensively to your community service, volunteering abilities, and leadership potential in what? In purple color. Okay, now please provide what? 2 reference letters on the official letterhead that will attest and speak extensively. This is very important, a very important part, because this is your lawyer. Let me take it to the law firm. Now, this is your lawyer and the evidence you have to back up everything you are writing. This is where a few scholars get low points. Okay, the referees they have are too busy, and they end up writing just a scanty thing. I read I would have shared that with you, but I don't have it on my PC, it's on my phone, of a referee who just wrote 3 lines for a PhD student seeking funding. Okay, this is my student, I know him, he's applying for PhD. Even with that, you still see grammatical errors on it, you understand? So your referees should write something extensive to your community, and that will attest to your work, to your community service, volunteering abilities, and leadership potential. Okay, so they should be things that would speak extensively, because anybody who knows you up to this level would who writes things up to this level are people who know you very well and they can vouch for your ability. So endeavor that the people you use as referees, they are people who can write well for you. If it means getting just 1 reference letter from that person, get it. Like in my case, I had 1 super reference of almost 2 pages, as in 2 full stack pages that I used, and then that became the model. You understand? In most cases, you can appeal to some of these lecturers, though they are busy, and their busy nature does not permit them to write elaborately. You can appeal to them that you send them samples, especially of things you have done that they are not aware of. You just met some of them while you were in university, and you have done a whole lot of good things in the community while you were in secondary school. You write that and include it in the referee form, okay, so that they can include it and it will corroborate your application. Not that you are saying you have been involved in social and so community service. Your lecturer is saying you have only partaken in just 2 community services since he has known you. You understand? So you see, you have contradicting ideas. So that is on the referee issue. Then yes.
Let me just quickly add this before I forget. As regards that reference letter, yeah, one of my lecturer here at the London School of Economics, whenever she wants to write a reference for you, I approach her. This is what she will just do. I just want to corroborate what you said. Okay. She will ask you, she will send you a Microsoft Word and ask you to write the things you've done. She will ask you some questions. So it makes it easier for our referee to be able to say a lot about us, a lot of things they don't know. You need to tell them, oh, I've done this, or I've written articles like this. This is the initiative I'm leading. These are the initiatives I'm leading. So you may, sometimes you may need to go a bit further. When you ask your referee the letters, you can tell them, do you mind if I send additional documents to assist you with writing my reference? They will be happy to do that for you. I've done that to my lecturers in Nigeria. I asked and they said, yes, no problem. I just told them the things I've done. So they are the one that will now know, okay, this is how I'll fit it into the essays. And some will even ask you to write it by yourself. They will edit and all that. So you should sell yourself.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Yes, so that's well said. Now, away from the reference letter or the reference letter. Now, after that, what you have now, there are two ways of submitting it when you're submitting with your scholarship. You either ask them to write the reference letter and send it to you, then you attach to your application, you submit, or they can send it to MasterCard directly. But then the disadvantage of allowing them send it to themselves is that they must adhere to the deadline of 11th December. If your reference letter does not get to MasterCard by 11th of December, then your application will be considered incomplete and it will not be considered. Okay. However, a strong reference will be given to reference that can attest to your work, your leadership skills, commitment to community services, and why you are suited for this scholarship. Have I iterated that enough? Okay, so let's move now. Then transcript. Okay, you attach a legible copy of your transcript in. If your transcript is in other languages, you make sure you do interpretation in English. Okay, then at the end, you submit what? The checklist. Remember the checklist I showed us while I started? The eligibility form, that's the scholarship form, your personal statements, your CV, the 2 reference letters on official letterheaded, your transcript, and the signed declaration. All of these are the documents you need to submit. Anything not mentioned here should not be submitted. Okay, you are submitting this to the MasterCard for the scholarship now. So only the things highlighted or mentioned here should be submitted. And there's an instruction, okay? Upon completion of your eligibility package, please submit a copy of your package as one PDF document. In other words, it means you have your checklist, the eligibility form, the personal statement, the CV, reference letter, transcript, and declaration should all be in just one PDF. So if you're submitting anything, you're just submitting one PDF which captures everything. In other words, that means you need to match them together. You can easily do this on online using ilovepdf.com, and there are other applications where you can match your files together to just become one PDF. And like I said, MasterCard is not online application. You are sending it via mail, and use the email that you can easily access. Don't use somebody's mail, okay? Use your own personal mail, because every other further correspondence will be sent to that email address. Okay, so this is, you mail your merged package, okay, to mcfsp@admission.ubc.ca. This is the email address. So even if your referees want to send their references online, this is the email they would use. Then note that declaration must be signed by hand, electronically, or typed. Okay, so this one, I think this one, to avoid story that scratches the bomb, just print only the declaration page and then sign, and you scan back and attach to it. That's what I did in my own case. Then otherwise the package will be considered incomplete. Can you imagine, just because you failed to sign declaration, all the stress you have gone through preparing your essays to be rendered incomplete. Then the deadline, very important. The deadline for submitting the eligibility package is 11th of December 2020. So anything you want to do now from now, if you have gotten your eligibility package, you should be preparing your statement, everything you should submit by 2020 December on the 11th. Okay, the little advantage you have as Nigerians is that Nigeria is 8 hours ahead of Canada. So, but you must be careful to calculate with that. For those who work with deadline like myself, I tend to work more actively when deadlines are close, but I'm encouraging us to do like that, because you might end up losing the chances. But please take note of the deadline. Okay. So then the second stage, which is the we are done with the scholarship application stage. Now the second stage, which is the application into the faculty for admission. This is very important. What most scholars over the years have done is that they have concentrated more on the scholarship, which provides the funding, and paid little attention to the process of seeking admission. Yes, seeking admission outside in developed countries might not be hard in some cases, but in some, depending on the course you want to apply for, it can be so strenuous. For example, I applied for admission at the University of Stellenbosch, South Africa, here, just behind us here. They bounced me for the 3 times I applied. I was admitted. I was just applying for admission, thinking I was needed to pursue a scholarship, but I was not given. So you need to pay attention to the application process. And why is this important? We will see it at the end, that it is the faculty that will nominate people that will be awarded for MasterCard scholarship. So it means if you don't prepare your admission package well so that you'll be admitted, you will not even stand the chance of being nominated. So it's very important. So that you have to do online. You go to the university website, check for instructions on how to go about the application to the university. Then a very important note, oftentimes, normally MasterCard is supposed to, having received your eligibility package, everything, your scholarship form sent to them, they're supposed to mail you that, okay, go ahead and apply to the university. But in most cases, they won't do that because they have a lot of mails to attend to. Once you have submitted and they have acknowledged that they have received your scholarship package, what you just need to do is just wait for a few days, then you go to the university portal and apply. Then please check very well for your program deadline. As a MasterCard scholar applicant, your deadline for applying for admission differs from the general public deadline. This almost caught up with me. You will not believe I submitted my application for admission a day to the day admission will close for MasterCard scholars applicants. Why? Because I was working with the date for the general admission deadline for my program. Not until 31st of December when I checked the date, I checked my university my departmental website, and I saw that if you are applying for MasterCard, you must submit your admission application latest by 1st of January 2020. I was shocked to the bone. You understand? But then I just had to quickly rally up. And then another thing is this: you need to have referees that are really dependent, that really knows the value of what you are doing. You will not believe I contacted my referees on 31st, and they submitted the references for me on the 1st of January. I contacted them 31st December, and they submitted the references for me on the 1st of January. So your referees should be active and people you can easily talk to. Please take note of the deadline. Then on application fee, application into UBC is not free. Okay, you pay a sum of 105 or 15 Canadian dollars. Okay, but then the fee can be waived. Okay, there are a list of countries that are here, and these countries are granted application fee waiver. Okay, if you look at the link, you will see the countries that are eligible. Unfortunately, Nigeria used to be in that list of what's it called? Underdeveloped country. But now they believe we have developed a little, so we are in developing economy, and they have removed Nigeria from that list, eligible for application fee waiver. Okay, but then that not minding, you can still maneuver your way. Now, this is what I mean. You can apply for a fee waiver, but it is only for MasterCard scholars. That's why you see you need to submit your eligibility check, send your form. Once you have sent your scholarship form and you are at the verge of submitting your admission application, you mail MasterCard and inform them that, okay, you want to submit your application for admission, and you are please requesting for application fee waiver. They consider it because, you know, the scholarship is for people who are economically disadvantaged. So since you are economically disadvantaged, they believe you might not have the means to get the application fee. Although Nigeria is not among the countries eligible for a fee waiver, but scholars over the years have been privileged to get that application fee waiver. And mind you, this thing takes time. It takes approximately almost 7 days. Then you'll be instructed to submit, and you will not be requested for application fee. So if you are a night worker or someone who does not keep to time, you have to pay. Like myself, I paid the ultimate price of paying the application fee, even though I could apply for application fee. Why? Because I didn't pay cognizance to the deadline. So it was just a day. And when will I submit my request for application fee waiver and all of that? So I just had to take the bull by the horn, and I paid the 115 Canadian Okay, so please let's take note of that. Okay, take note of the date and then how to waive it. You see the procedures are there. So you see here, if your country is not listed above, please email us to see if you are eligible for a fee waiver. After you have submitted your application package, you see, after you have submitted, not before, okay, you will receive instructions and a deadline of when to submit.
Yeah, it seems we
Waiver request for master not be considered if you don't submit. Okay. Hello, are we together?
Yes, we are. How many minutes do we have to finish the slide?
I think we just have 5 minutes more.
Okay.
Done. So stage 3, that's the interview stage. In February 2021, that's for this round of application, faculties will nominate. Remember I said this before now that it is faculties that nominate. So in preparing for your admission, make sure you do everything possible. Okay, in your admission, you know, in the admission application process, so there's still going to be a statement. That's why you have statement of purpose. Why you want to study the course, what will be the impact of the course. Make sure you write that statement very well, the way you this with the same vigor you wrote your masterclass scholarship statement, so that you get admitted and you stand the chance to be nominated. So in February 2021, applicants who have been admitted will be nominated for the scholarship for the Mastercard Foundation scholarship. Then, of course, a wide range committee of selection committee will review the scholarship application from 3 faculties. You know, we're having 3 faculties this time around. So they will review the what's it called, the nomination. So it means you are not just competing for people within your particular department, you're also competing across faculties. So your scholarship application should be very strong. Your reference should give good recommendation about it. Then shortlisted candidate will be contacted at this time and invited to submit a video interview. If after February 2021, you don't get any mail from MasterCard, it means you have gotten a love letter then. Okay, so it is only those that will be going for the interview stage that will be contacted by mail. Then in April 2021, only the MCF awarded recipient will be contacted. So after submitting your video interview, which lasts for almost 5 to 7 minutes, okay, you'll be given instructions on how to do that. You will then wait till April. Okay, actually, there is this general belief that once you cross to the video interview stage, you are 85–90% close to getting the scholarship. But then in previous times, we have seen scholars who had video interviews, but we are not selected. Not especially with this year's application round where you have scholars on ground waiting to go. So you know it's going to be really tough. But then do your best in the video interview too. It counts. Okay. Then finally, the result of our deals would be out in April 2021. You will get a phone call. So once, if you have done your interview between April 19, 2021, okay, you should just be expecting a call. If you see a foreign number calling you from Canada, then know that God has answered your prayers and you have been admitted. So only scholars who have been awarded will be contacted. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you, Monday, for the presentation. I think it's very impactful. I'm so sure that a lot of people have benefited. And the next thing now, I guess, is the question and answer, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so a lot of people have dropped questions in the chat box. I will take them quickly. Then if people have more questions aside that, I would ask them to raise their hands after I've taken the whole questions from the chat box, and we'll follow the trend. Looking at the people who raise their hands, I'll begin to allow you. I will ask you to unmute yourself and you ask your question. But first, we'll have to deal with the questions in the chat box. But before we do that, I quickly want us to take 2 polls, 2 questions. So I will raise some polls now. Just look at your phone or your screen and please just answer them. The first one, let me launch. You can make your answer the question so I can end the poll.
Yes.
So it's very important just to know that we are not just here for fun and to see if we really know what we are talking about, because most times a lot of people just see scholarship being advertised and they just join the poll and they just register. We are still waiting for one more person. Okay, everybody. So can you all see the result of the poll? No.
Yes.
No, I don't think everybody can see. Can we all see now? Maybe you should unmute yourself so you can answer.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, so
Yes, we can see.
yeah, about
Yes,
Yes,
we
I
can.
can see.
We can see.
perfect. So about 81% of us here are aware of the admissibility step, but about 19 of us, that's 3 out of the people here, are not aware that they have to submit that step. So it's very important you are aware of this now, because without passing this stage, you cannot even do all of the things that Michael Monday has spoken of earlier on. So let me stop. We have the second poll that the last poll that I want you to take now.
This one.
Yeah, obviously this will be for those who are aware already. So okay, I think I can end the poll now.
That was the same thing last. That was the same last.
Can we unmute ourselves? There's some background noise.
So why do you
I've done that, don't worry. So from the those who have submitted their forms, I mean those who are aware that you have to submit the admissibility form, about out of the 15 or 14 people, 71 have submitted. So I want to encourage the 29% who haven't done that. You have between now and November 6th, please ensure that you submit it. Without this, you cannot progress with the application, and we cannot help you if we need to help you, if we need to support you. So please ensure that you submit. You can even do that this weekend. They will come back by Monday and they will see that, and they might attend to you based on first come, first serve basis. So please ensure you do that very well. So let me just stop and quickly take the questions, and I know that Professor Monday will take them very briefly, so and it's be very clear. Thank you. So now the question from the chat box, before we take other questions, let's just take them. From Rachel, she said there are about 2 challenges. She has not been able to acquire an undergraduate transcript. Undergraduate transcript and a certificate due to the pandemic and strike. However, she has a statement of results, an academic result from 200 level to a final year. She's asking, do you advise that she writes to the university concerning these issues, or the transcript is mandatory at this stage? So that's the question.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Answering the question of Rachel. Okay.
Yeah, Rachel, that was the first question in the chat box.
Yes, the undergraduate transcripts and certificates. Well, with your statement of results, you would have been covered, but now the transcript is where you have the big issue. Okay. Had it been because I am aware of a few scholars who got the scholarship even while they were in the university, they use in progress transcript. You understand? Transcript is actually required for the committee, the reviewing committee, to look at your performance. You know, I told you that there are a lot of things they look at. First, your academic performance, okay, and then they want to look at the courses you have taken in details. Okay, so it's very important. If there's a way you can, well, since the pandemic is still on, well, what I would advise is this: if they send you the eligibility package, okay, it means they acknowledge that you are qualified to apply. Okay, with your statement of results, you can actually do that. But now your transcript is issued, you can then send an inquiry mail back to MasterCard that you don't have your transcript, but you have your, what's it called? Your results from 100. Is it, you said from 200? Are you a DE student, or you don't have the 100 level result? Or if there's a way you can even get, you can If there's a way you can
Hi,
speak
what?
with your, hello? Hello?
Yes, said before. You said, am I a something student?
Are you a DE student?
No, no, no,
I
I'm
think,
not.
okay, so what about your 100 level results?
It's not on our COFA page. It's just starts from the 200. That's where the grades are. 100 level does not have the grade.
Okay, then what you do is, because at times what's applicable is that you can speak if you have the contact with somebody in Senate, you can talk to the person. The person can actually help you once there is a university stamp from it. I think you have the compilation of all your results, okay, and you speak with the person from Senate, they can actually help you, give you a draft, so long as no result is altered and it carries the university logo and stamp and signature. You can use that for the current time, pending when you, even after being admitted, you'll be asked to submit original copy. This time around, not even from you, not the student copy now, but the university will be asked to forward the original copy from them. So long as there is no alteration, if you have access to anybody in exam and record, that's the only person that can help you out in that situation. But transcript is actually needed. But if you mail them and they give you a waiver, then you are good to go. But I think that's the only option you have to take for now.
Prof, let me just quickly add to this. Yeah, just like Monday has said, please mail them like he has explained. And once you have done that, everybody knows that this is a pandemic world. And in fact, a lot of institutions are giving waivers to those things that are usually normal and required. So if you're able to make your justification clear, it's likely that you get that justification. They might say, okay, we give you time. And if you're lucky, you can get what Michael Monday called maybe the inform something, I don't know. Your school can make a kind of abridged version for you. Then you can, if you can get that from your school, it's also okay. Or if you have a portal, you can upload that and tell them, maybe send a note that this is what you have. During my undergraduate degree, I applied for some scholarships, undergraduate scholarships anyway, but because of some issues, I couldn't get my result quickly and all that. And I wrote to the registrar, and they provided me something I can use. So these schools, they have those things they can do for you if they are open. Talk to people that you know. May I ask, what school did you attend? If it's FUTA, is it Federal University of Technology, correct?
University of Benin.
Oh no, I don't know anybody there. So just follow what Michael has said, Monday has said, write to the school, let them know, they will understand with you. This is a pandemic, what everybody understand now.
Okay, Prof. The next question.
Sorry, I was muted. How do you provide English proficiency to them? Is there a link or email to upload to them? That's Chiamaka's question.
Okay, thank you, Chiamaka. The English language proficiency actually is not what you need now for the scholarship. You need that to secure admission into your course of choice. Okay, so and there is in filling your in submitting your admission application online, there's a link, you submit that, you upload it via the link provided in the university website. There's a place for additional documents, so you use that link during application for admission. So actually, you're not sending English language proficiency to MasterCard. You're actually sending it to the university for admission sake.
So Chiamaka, is your question clear now?
Yes, very much. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Yesterday is asking a question. She says, please, is it compulsory to upload an official transcript while applying to UBC? So, but I'm not very sure if she's talking about this level of MCF application or the step 2 of admission to UBC. So maybe yesterday can unmute herself to make her question very clear.
Yes, I'm talking about applying directly to UBC. The second
For
step.
admission, right?
Yes, for admission.
Yes, you need the transcript or your degree certificate. In most cases, there's a column that gives room for that. Okay, there's a column that gives room for that. There's transcript / degree certificate. They just want evidence that you have graduated and you have finished your
Okay.
undergrad.
Sorry, what if I only have my notification of results?
Okay, notification of results. That can also stand so long as it attests that you have been awarded, you have concluded
Okay.
your degree, your undergraduate. It can also stand because if peradventure you are admitted, you'll still definitely have to send original copies of all of those things. So if you have graduated, okay, your university will then do the remaining part of it of sending it to them.
Okay. Thank you.
May I ask you today, why are you not able to get the transcript? Because why I'm asking is that transcript also has a kind of very powerful role in that it helps them to see your grades, the improvements you've made over the years.
Yes, we're given this statement of results from the department.
Yeah, because
so if I'm going to get my official transcript, I'm going to like fill a form and put the address of the school I want to send the results to.
That's where I want to.
So I only have my statement of results.
Okay. That's where I want to come into. I don't know if it applies the same in your school, in my own school, and in Monday school, and in Federal University.
Personal student copy.
Students have their own personal student copy, which you can use. Am I right, Prof?
Yes. Prof,
yeah, so you don't need official. The official,
okay.
They will never give you official from a university. It goes to the, but you have your own student copy. I have it in my, so you can use that student copy. That you don't need the official copy for your application to upload.
Okay.
Just use your student copy as your transcript to apply. Then if you have the certificate, use it as well. But yeah, I think you should be able to have the student copy. In most schools, they give students their own personal copy, so you can use that one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Can I add something to this question? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, there's something you can still do. Like I know of a friend from Footmina. Okay, they don't give students their personal copies. But of fact, they only send official transcripts. So, but then there's a way he went about it, and he was able to get a copy of what he needed because he needed to submit it to his application. So what he did was to speak with somebody. I don't know if you know somebody at the graduate school in your school. Okay, he applied online requesting the school that they should send the transcript to the graduate school because since it's within the same school, it won't take time. They just send, hoping that he wanted to start his master's here. So when the transcript got to the graduate school, the person there now made a photocopy for him, which is using to apply for scholarship now. So it depends on the rapport you have with somebody in the school here. You understand? Since if you really need a student copy, for example, like in this application that you need transcript to back up your submission, you can actually use that link if it won't be an offense in your school. You understand? Like in his own school now, it was considered not as an offense, but I don't know how your school handles issues of such.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hello, Prof. Someone sent you a private message. Maybe you can, I don't know if it's something that is urgent, but maybe you should note it at the end of this event. Maybe you can look at it. If it's something that you need to reply to urgently, you can address that. So let me go to the next question. That's from Victor Temitokwe. The question, this next question now says, I got the form. I guess this person has already submitted the admissibility and has gotten the form. So it says, I got the form, but it is not fillable. They can't fill it on the PC because it was sent as Word document. So what do you advise I do in this case, please? Maybe they are finding it difficult to use it.
Yes, there's a PDF file, there's a PDF add-in you have on your PC that helps you to make editings on PDF files. Okay, if you have that type of PDF driver on your system, you can easily edit any PDF file. You understand? Type in, fill in PDF forms, and even sign on the forms. Okay. But if you don't have that, the easiest thing to do is to convert the PDF file to a Word file. Okay, like the file that the eligibility package has been sent to you in PDF, you convert it to Microsoft Word. Okay, when you convert to Microsoft, everything remains intact. Then it's editable and you can write and fill. Then at the end of the day, you convert the Microsoft Word back to PDF because you're submitting a PDF. So you can do that at ilovepdf.com.
Sorry, mine, it actually came in Microsoft Word document, not PDF.
It came in Microsoft Word document.
Yes, not PDF.
And you have not been able to edit it.
No, I've not been able to. I saw the sample you sent. I saw the way you did it. I tried doing that. Like when I press enter, when I click on enter, instead of it to like create a space for me to even try to clean the line and maybe type in place of the line, it creates another line. So everything just becomes scattered. I tried converting to PDF this did you said, but I need to install Adobe Reader and all.
Yes,
I've been battling
Adobe
for some days now.
Okay. I think what is happening is that, okay, at times if you look at the form if you look at the form I reviewed to you, you see that some words are meshed together, not properly spaced in the form. That's actually the form it usually comes in. You understand? Then yes, it requires a little it will give you some little stress. Yeah. I think I still remember filling mine. I will need to create another space. It will be giving me lines upon lines until I was able to maneuver through it. I don't know how conversant you are with Microsoft Word. But if after trying all of that, it's still not giving you, it's not making you to feel, maybe what we'll do, I'll contact a scholar too, okay? I'll contact a scholar who has gotten his own form to know what is the situation. If it is a general issue or it's just an issue that is just something that is specific, you understand? But I don't think it should be a general issue because if it had been a general issue, other scholars would have raised that point up. You understand? So what you do, if by the end of today you are still not able to do it, you would just send me a message, okay, on WhatsApp. I will ask you to send me the file, then I will see what is wrong with it.
Okay, thank you. Please, how do I get your details?
Okay, at the end of the class, I will do that. Forward the section here.
All right, thank you.
Let me just add again. Getting Adobe is not really difficult. You may not be able to convert direct from Microsoft Word, but if you go to Google and you search Adobe, you'll be able to download Adobe free. And the free one that you download will allow you to do this conversion. Most times when I write essays and I do a lot of things on Microsoft Word, I convert to PDF. Then from my PDF, I can easily, from my Adobe, this thing, I can always convert. I mean, I can always edit. Maybe I can show you something, but if it's not necessary, the main point is that there's a place where you can always fill and sign. That's the icon on that Adobe. So what I would suggest is that that Microsoft Word that was sent to you, try and convert to PDF. On your Microsoft Word, there should be, when you want to save as, when you go to save as, there will be a lot of options, save as Microsoft Word, as PDF. If you're having the latest or maybe a very recent Microsoft account, you should be able to save as PDF. So once you save as PDF, it makes it easier, given that you already have the Adobe Reader software. So it will allow you to save. Let me just quickly use a document for you, and just give me like 2 seconds. I will share my screen now. Since my Monday last stopped sharing his screen, so I will just share something with you. Okay, let me share. I'm looking for the right document to share with you. Microsoft Word. Okay. Oh, it's not this one. Okay. Let me share my screen now. Microsoft Word, where is it? Share screen. Okay. So let me Let me move this. Let me close this. So I was saying that you are going to use the fill and sign button. This one, fill and sign, allows you to like do anything you want to do. This place, if this is the place where you want to sign something or write something in, you begin to write with that fill and sign button, and it will allow you to do anything on your phone. So that's just it. But if you still have issues, you can talk to, we'll provide a way you can reach us. We have the TSN email, and Michael Monday would also provide a way you can reach him if you want to reach him. So let me stop sharing the screen and we can take other people's questions. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I think I just tried it now with Adobe. I've seen what you said. I think I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Okay. Prof, are you still here?
I'm with you.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
with you.
Okay, all right, perfect. Next person, that's from Abdulaziz. He says, can you help with the link to the admissibility submission? For me, I replied him already that should be on the page, because if you are following the UBC MCF page, you should land on that place. But maybe Monday can shed more light on the link to admissibility submission.
So drop that in the chat. Hello.
The link is already there now, Abdulaziz. Is he okay now? Abdulaziz, are you here with us? He's on mute. Please mute. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Sorry. Abdulaziz, I guess he's not here with us. So let's move on. Okay. He's responded through the chat. Okay. So let's take the next question quickly. That's from Wale. He has two questions. First, for resume, do they accept Europass formats or they have their own formats?
Okay, with UBC, there's no stated format for resume. Just make your resume as simple as possible and as detailed as it can be.
Perfect. The next question is, on the reference letter, must it be a person in the academic, or can it be from someone who is also a professional who may not be an academic? And
yeah, exactly. I think I forgot that aspect. Your reference letter, is stated clearly academic. It must be from someone who is in academic. So
for the MCF stage, right?
Yes, for the MCF, even for admission stage too. Because in the admission stage, you are providing institutional emails of the academic referees. So it's there. Once you start filling it, you'll see that provide emails of 3 academic referees.
Okay, perfect. So the second issue there is that if it is from academic, which we have agreed that it should be from academic, must it be from your own lecturers? I mean, those in your field.
Okay, actually, if it's from your own lecturer in your field, it gives credence to the reference letter. Though there's no specification as to which lecturer it should come from. But if you get a lecturer in your field, it's like saying somebody who has not taught you knows you more academically and all of that, more than somebody who has taught you. I'll give you a few examples. I don't know if I can still share. Prof, can I still share something?
Yeah. You have the right.
Okay, I'm coming. Just a few seconds. Okay, so let me show you something. Why somebody from your field or your own department is preferable. You see something here. Just a second. Looking for the file. Yeah, here we go. I think I have that now. Okay, can we see that? Can we see what is on the screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
You can see, right?
No.
On the screen, I can see the screen. Who else is not seeing the screen?
I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, you can see, right? So now look at this. Look at what is on the screen here. I have known social and so in the Department of Agriculture and Resource Economics where he obtained his first degree. His insightful comment, informed opinion, leadership acumen, as well as class governor compelled me to notice him in 200 level. When he offered ARE 202 Introduction to Statistics and Field Experimentation, he finished top of 9th class. He also offered another course, ARE 301, Principle of Agricultural Economics, and also 5 Marketing. You understand? So the point I'm trying to make here is that if you get somebody who is from your field or who is your lecturer, he will be able to write more and give credence. Remember, this thing is not just writing on your what's it called, on your community involvement alone. It's also writing on reasons why you should get the scholarship. So it makes them know that this person actually knows you and he can vouch for you. Anything he gives as vouch for you is credible and authentic. Unlike somebody who is just in the department, who will not be able to tell, okay, the courses you have taken, how you passed this course. For example, if you look at that reference now, you see the lecturer actually started from how our relationship started by how the student did in his course, which he took personally, which made the the review team to see that the reference that the lecturer had written is really in-depth and comprehensive. So it's advantageous to use somebody in your department or your field or your own lecturer because they'll be able to tell more about you than somebody from outside your field. So I know of a scholar who used somebody from outside, though it's in the debating society, although the lecturer knows him well, and he wrote something credible for him, and he also got it. But then I just feel that this on the personal conviction now. If you feel the person outside knows you more and can do better than your lecturer, don't say because it must be from your lecturer, then you go and your lecturer must write for you. And if your lecturer will not give you something that would suit the purpose you are meeting, if you have any other person in academics, but make sure you don't have too much outsider because it raises a question mark about your credibility in the department. Imagine all your 3 referees or your 3 references are from somebody in English language department and you're studying biochemistry. It raises a question mark that is it that those in biochemistry, it will portray that, okay, you have done something bad in the department that nobody can vouch for you. So that's just the idea.
Okay. So that's all for the question for Wiley. Wiley, are you still with us? Can I ask that if we have done justice to your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Done good justice.
Thank you. The next question is also from Yesterday again. Please, she said, please, our CV or resume, is it necessary to list my roles or duties in the work experience listed?
Okay, thank you, Yetunde. I think I said that I brushed it a little, that the MasterCard actually is not a work-based experience-seeking scholarship, you understand? And even it's shared name. You know, shared name, you even have to calculate your work hours, you understand? So, but MasterCard does not pay much attention to your work and the roles. And, you know, I said that there are 2 types of CV, the job-seeking CV type and the academic CV. You understand? So since you're applying for something academic, it will not be too good to use the job. You know, if it were to be a job seeking type, you can put your roles, your accomplishment, as the marketing manager, what you accomplished. You know, it gives the employer more reasons to see that you can bring out results. You understand? But for academic, you sell yourself out using your academic points and other things. Okay, so I don't personally think it's right to do that. Not that it's not right though, but you don't need it. You can add other things that will sell you out.
The next question, Yesterday, is that okay with you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. I've just dropped the link to the administrative page for some people that are having difficulty in finding the link. Michael Monday just sent me the link, so everybody can see that now. You can access that if you can copy that if that is a challenge for you. So let's take the next question. This from Queen. I've submitted my eligibility package since 11th of October, but I haven't received my, I've submitted my admissibility form, that's what it should be. And I haven't received my eligibility package since October 11. So maybe you can tell us what's happening, Prof.
Wow, that's serious. That's quite a long time, you know. Actually, it usually takes between 7, 8, 10 days for the forms to be returned after admissibility. But this is taking almost 11th now, today is 31st, almost 20 days. Okay, what you would do is, if at the end of Monday or Tuesday you don't get it, mail that MasterCard email I showed you, mcfsp.admission@upc.ca. Okay, because at times maybe it could be an oversight due to the high volume of emails they receive and requests. So mail them that you have submitted so and so, you are yet to get. They will send you an auto reply message, and it will pop up your request again if it was an oversight that made them not to respond to it. But I know of a few other people who have submitted, and most of them have gotten.
Perfect. From Monday. Queen, has that answered your question on the way forward, on what you can do if this continues?
Thank you very much. That has answered my question.
Thank you. Sorry. This last question from the chat box is from Giata Ekele. She asked the question, but unfortunately she's not here anymore. I don't know why she left, and I don't know if she's watching from YouTube. And if it's very important, maybe if I can find a way to reach out to her through the data she submitted, I will send back the answer. But I would like Professor Monday, our upcoming professor, to answer the question. The question is, you mentioned certificate of degree as a requirement. When will it be used? Secondly, is that my school does not give certificates until after convocation. Can I use my statement of results or attestation letter?
Thank you, Prof. From that question, yes, in most cases, statement of results is usually accepted in place of degree certificate if the convocation has not been heard. You understand? So you can use your statement of result, but before any formal acknowledgement, you will be asked to submit the original copy of your result. And once you send your statement of result, even if the convocation is here to hold, they will mail your university, you understand, to give them original copy and to attest to the fact that you are really a bona fide student from the school. That's just what they're trying to fight against, okay? And when will it be needed? It will be needed at the point of submitting your scholarship application first, and then secondly when submitting for admission. So between now and December 11th, you need at least your statement of result or your certificate.
Okay, so that's all the questions that we have. I've taken all of them. So I don't know if there are other questions. Please, you can just raise your hand so that we can quickly take them. We've spent more than 1 hour now. So if you still have questions, please just raise your hands and we'll quickly take them. Somebody.
Rachel, go ahead with your question.
Rachel, please unmute yourself.
Clarify school, but you don't get scholarship. Are there other opportunities, funding opportunities that the school also gives? So how will you go about it if something like that happens?
Yeah, Rachel. Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
If I get your question very well, you said what if you get the admission and you're not giving the scholarship, right?
Yes.
Okay, what is there? Are there other opportunities? Yeah, there are other opportunities based on what is in the department. I know of a friend who got for I think pharmacy also, but the department offers also scholarship for successfully admitted candidates. So it depends on the department you are applying into or your program. You understand? So if the program has funding, you can go with those funding. But if they don't, you can't do anything about Mastercard than to apply again next year. And Mastercard will not even confirm your admission until, as in, they won't send you admission letter until Mastercard has confirmed that you have the funding. Even if the university must have admitted you, unlike other schools that would send you admission letter, then you will now seek for funds. The UBC will not send you admission letter until Mastercard confirms your funding. It is that same day that they will send you your scholarship letter and the admission letter. So you won't even know if you have been admitted or not by UBC if you're going through the Mastercard process. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
So, yeah, another
Okay,
question.
thank you. Please, I have another question.
Okay, just do that. Okay.
All right, thank you. So I heard that okay, like if you have a potential supervisor, the person can vouch for you, and then when it's time for the nominations, that could also help you out. How true is that, and how do we go about it? Hello?
Prof, please unmute yourself. It is muted. Hi, Monday.
Okay, Richard.
Yeah.
Okay, your question says that if you have a potential supervisor, right, and you have been admitted, that
Yes.
the supervisor can vouch for you on the scholarship board or the selection committee. Is that your
Yes,
question?
like if you reach out to one of the faculty members while you're applying.
Okay. What happens is the selection committee for Mastercard is different from what is it called? Mastercard is not like Commonwealth shared, where it is your institution faculty that will nominate you and then vouch for you. What your faculty will just do is just to not send your name to the scholarship selection review committee. Anything that has to do with selection is Mastercard, and so they have their own set of workers or staff that is different from the department staff. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, for those who might want to connect with me, the way you can reach me, that we can, if you want to talk to me, we can start from via emails or my LinkedIn. You can connect with me. You can also, my name, you will find me there.
Hello.
Hello.
It's like Mr. Michael. Hello.
It seems we lost him.
Hello, I'm with you. Go ahead. Which other one is it? 5 of this one. Hello, Prof. I'm coming. I'm still. I couldn't hear anything again.
It seems we lost Mr. Michael. I think his connection went off.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you. We can hear
Yes,
you.
Michael just called me. His system is having a little challenge or issue. It went frozen, so he's trying to fix that up. So if there are other questions, you can quickly say them while I will just attend to them. Are we together? While he tries to join us back.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Yes, I'm with you.
Will evidence of community service or volunteering work be required?
Like certificates, right?
You said?
Like certificates?
Yes.
No, you don't need that. The only thing you will need to submit while submitting the scholarship eligibility package are those things they mentioned: the CV, the transcript, reference letters, personal statement.
No, I mean later on.
Later on.
Yes.
During the registration, right?
Because you said original copies of all documents will be required. So maybe you said, oh, I volunteered at this, so I did agree, so. They might ask for, will they ask for evidence?
No, they don't. But if you have the evidences, just keep them. You know, it's not all volunteering. Major, it's not at times. It's not all volunteering services that gives certificates.
Hi everyone.
Even in the NYSC community service, we have a few who still couldn't get the certificate of community development service which they have rendered.
Okay.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, Prof, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, my system, I don't know what happened. It got frozen. It's still frozen, but I had to just switch over to my phone. So I'm using my phone now, and maybe we would end very soon. So I might not be able to do a lot of things via my phone, but let's just round up so that people can go. And do we have questions?
No, you were talking about how to connect with you.
Okay, yeah, I dropped it. I don't know if you guys saw that before the system got frozen. No. Don't worry, we'll send a mail. Don't worry, we'll send a mail to everybody who registered, and you'll be able to reach out. We'll send a comprehensive mail that has the details, because I can't do that on my system now. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you very much.
No worries. So somebody in the chat, let me just quickly, somebody has to leave now. Ayomide, thank you for coming around. We are glad to have you. We'll send these things via emails, and you can watch them again.
Yes.
Professor Monday, may I ask if you have further closing remarks?
Okay, thank you so much. It's a privilege to be the resource person for today's webinar. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So it's a privilege, and I want to thank you and TSN for this wonderful privilege. Thank you so much.
No
I wish us all the best. We all win to keep pushing. Thank you.
Okay. So we've come to the end of today's webinar. We'll get back to you by email if there are things you want us to help you out.
Okay, sorry, Prof. I promised sending my details the other time.
Yes.
Okay. So I will just drop that in the chat box now.
Okay. I can't see the chat box. Okay, I can see the chat box here, but you can send that here. It's fine. Yeah, but I want to add for our participants, please. When you reach out to Monday or myself, you have to be patient, because a lot of people, you want a response tomorrow and you are just contacting the person today. Most times those things are not possible, because we also have the things that we are doing. Like during weekdays, I might not be accessible. So you have to bear with us when you don't get response quickly, and when you want to do things, please also do that in advance. You don't want us to review essays, and you want to get it tomorrow.
Please, Prof, can I seek permission to leave now?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming around. So let me just end here. Thank you all for coming around today. If you have any issues, reach out to us via email. We'll send emails to you. You can always reach out to us. I've said it the other time, I'm on LinkedIn and all that, so you'll get us. So bye-bye. I wish you all the very best. Bye.